My own, oh, what was it?
Menor Tody
BAILAO.
BAILAO. Alright, perfect.
Hello, my name's Ellis Deaves. I'm from Cornwall, southwest England. I've lived in London for what, about 8 years now. I'm a hip-hop producer. I'm one half of Cut in Smoke. That is the alias that we go under. We make lo-fi instrumental hip-hop, and I'm happy to be here today. My favourite artist at the moment is an American artist called John Wayne. He is on Stones Throw Records, which is based in LA, California. John Wayne's quite an interesting character for me because he's epitomises what rappers don't look like. He's a big white guy, kind of nerdy looking, but he creates some fucking sick beats, and honestly, just a little bit different. It's rap from a different perspective, as you know, as much as I like Guns and Money, obviously. It's nice hearing somebody talk about something a little bit different, another perspective on rap, which is always welcome. My favourite song from John Wayne is a track called Passing Fancies, and
the telephone and the movies that we know.
You can take a boy out the universe.
Ah, man, it's good.
These indigenous rhymes are way beyond time.
I'll show you what a photo of John Wayne looks like, so you can tell me if you thought it was
reminds me of fuck, he looks like the guy from
actually, one of my favourite artists at the moment is a constant really, is a producer called Madlib. For those who haven't heard of Madlib, he produced tracks with MF Doom, Kanye West. Pretty much anybody who's big in hip hop has done a song with Madlib at some point. What I like about him is he samples and takes and borrows sounds from all over the world. So one song you'll be listening to will be like, you know, inspired by some Chinese or like Asian, and then the next one he'll be using will be Brazilian or South American. So this is one of my favourite songs. This is a remix from him, an album that he did with MF Doom called Mad Villainy. This song's called 3.214. Bit of a weird name, but just have a little listen. I think you'll know what I'm talking about. He's got the funkiness.
Looks like it's gonna be a great day today to get some fresh air like a straight away. You got a light now, but like early in the morning.
Down at the bottom of my desk I've got a small collection of vinyl. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys one of my favourite vinyls. If you can see this one, this is Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. So this is one of my favourite tracks off the Freddie Gibbs and Madlib album, which is called Pinata.
Everybody's at home.
Get up in the morning and leave, you know. Slam. When I hit you up, I'm talking about banging something. Chill on in the crib and have the thing probably make this thing or something. Girl, you like
this album's actually fire.
Let me see. The best one from Can It Doesn't Matter.
Yeah, this is my favourite one by Country Malibu. Oh, this is good because it's produced by Madlib.
Yeah, tried to tell niggas in 2012, nigga, working hand in hand and no avail. Volume 1 was too heavy for you frail niggas, so I got lean like codeine and pills.
Have you ever heard of Rag and Bone Man? He's on the radio quite a lot. He's quite famous these days, Rag and Bone Man.
even my girl left home. She's down at her other man's barking, begging for the phone.
The procedure that we normally go through to make our beats, that's normally myself and Dan, because Cut in Smoke isn't just myself, it's also a good friend of mine called Dan Hernandez. We've been working together now for 3 or 4 years. Our normal process is we go to charity shops, anywhere that you can get cheap vinyl from, and when we get these vinyls we listen to them. If there's anything that we like, we take from there what we will, and then we start chopping it up. But what we love about going into different charity shops and cheaper cheaper sort of shops or car boots, or you know, when people are selling stuff out of their house that they don't want. We take those sort of things, and the best thing about those is we don't know what we're getting. It can be music from anywhere in the world. We like taking elements from everywhere and just putting that back into hip hop and making it sound. Right now I've got a little sample that I've lined up. This is something from the internet. I believe it's Asian, as I cannot read a word of it. I think it's written in Chinese, if you can see that there. So you can see that that's just a very orchestral sort of oriental sounding song. Once I start chopping it up, it can sound completely different. So if I start press play, it will show me what my drums are saying. And now if I go back onto my samples, go back into the cuts rather. And that's the sort of project that we start running through. We start seeing all these different sounds, see what sounds good, what sounds bad to us, and then we start chopping there, and then we start putting the sounds in, and then from there, often what we will do is when we've got a sort of a loop or a 4-bar loop, so something that's easy for MCs to start rapping over, which is pretty much all hip hop music is created in 4/4, so 4 beats a bar, so you go, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, once we've got a nice little loop, what we'll do is we'll take that away from machine itself and we'll put that into Logic, start EQing, making stuff sound really tight, and that's sort of the cut and smoke process, really. Yeah, so thanks guys, and if anybody wants to have a listen to any of the cut and smoke albums that we've produced, this is a couple of the bits that we've got onto SoundCloud, we've got onto Spotify now. Anyone can put it on SoundCloud. Yeah, we got onto Spotify. Our first album is called Holiday, and our second one is called Aimless Capture. We've got more music coming out in 2020, so stay tuned and stay listening. I'll just show you a couple tracks from Aimless Capture. This is our recent release, just to see what you guys think. You know, not quite this, but the more finished product. So yeah, let's hope you guys are feeling it. Yeah, this song's called Negatives. This is one of my favourite. All the information will be in the subscription below, so yeah, make sure you have a look. I really like this one. It's a bit like, for me this one sounds a bit like Kanye West, like, do you know what I mean? A bit like that power sort of sound. Show you a couple other tracks. This one's called Outfield, just because I love the bass on it. It's probably going to blow my speakers. Fuck it. Track I'm going to show you guys is called Blurred Focus. This is a bit more lo-fi beat sort of esque, for anybody who likes that sort of style of hip hop. Do you want to hear something that nobody else has heard yet?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Do you want to hear something that's unreleased?
For sure.
Bloody hell, guys. Exclusive!
And I know you got another woman somewhere.
Let's go.
And I know you got another woman somewhere.
It's really good. It's so different to any of the stuff that we've done. Calling all MCs, get in touch.
When there's a yellow moon above me, they say there's moonbeams I can view.
So guys, having never listened to any sort of Brazilian hip hop, I'm now going to have a little listen to my own, what was it?
Menor
Tody BAILAO.
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 Alright, perfect.
Let's try that again. Was it BAILAO?
Menor T.
Menor Tody BAILAO.
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 Yeah, there you go. BAILAO.
Menor Tody BAILAO.
Exactly.
Okay. Menor Tody BAILAO. Listen to Menor Tody BAILAO. I think I said that wrong. But yeah,
Perfect, man.
whatever, you get the gist. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little listen, see what I think, and pick out a few points in which I like, and maybe some stuff I don't like. But I'm sure I like most of it. Let's have a little listen now then.
You can pull down.
Like the guitar.
Aperto na seda, jogo no balão. Pego essa glock e jogo o pentão. Mano, mais tarde eu vou brotar no bailão. Falta 20 minutinhos pra eu descer do plantão.
I can relate to that.
Carrego na minha cintura uma coisa que machuca a viatura. Todos os meus manos de roupa de grife. Todos os meus manos vieram da rua. Sei que eu sou um menor muito exibido, mas não sei por que eles se preocupam comigo. Eu não sou famoso, mas olha como eu me visto. Cabelo roxo eu gosto, mano, porque eu tenho estilo.
I really like the production. First and foremost, the production sounds a good quality, but it's mixed quite a nice balance of sort of contemporary hip hop at the moment and previous hip hop, because it's still got that nice sort of guitar loop playing through it, but then the drums are quite trappy and sort of quite fast paced, but then it sort of it meets quite well in the middle at the moment. So far in, I quite like some of the lyrics. Obviously some of the lyrics working in sort of in restaurants or just, you know, working shift work.
Actually, he's a drug dealer.
Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, he
Right.
finished the shift. Is like, I have 20 minutes to get out from the selling point.
Right. Okay, so that went straight over my head. But yeah, like I can relate to that sort of the style at least. It's definitely nice seeing hip hop again coming from the sort of the less fortunate, which is kind of where it was always from, wasn't it? Really, it was never a rich person genre. Let's be honest.
Usamos aquela entrevista, não. Tem a gata que tá com pente de 30. Ela nota o volume na minha camisa. Você gosta dos
It's gangster as fuck, obviously.
plantão, menina, eu tô todo dia. Mas a música me tira disso ainda. Juro, eu só tô tentando mudar de vida. Dá um pouco de orgulho pra minha família. Não esqueça, meu mano, o mundo gira. Perguntam se exames que eu posso é de verdade.
The guy's got a good delivery as well.
Você tá pensando que eu sou da Reagi?
Whoa. Yeah.
Ainda jogo no balão. Pego essa glock e jogo o pentão.
Yeah, he's definitely gangster as fuck.
Eu vou brotar no bailão. Falta 20 minutinhos pra eu descer do plantão.
The hook is really catchy as well. I can hear how that could become really easy to listen to. Yeah, I like it. I like the I kind of like the rawness of it. With the budget and everything like that, you can tell that it's obviously really homemade and just shows the culture, shows what's going on over in some parts of Brazil, I guess. I don't know exactly where this is from.
It's from Rio.
Rio, oh, Rio de Janeiro, shit, yeah.
Alright, just stop for a second. Did you get it? He's saying on the lyric, he never wear the 3 lines. The 3 lines means it's a different faction. He's from the CV. He's not blood, but he's from CV. The command, the red command, is one faction from Brazil, it's like criminal gang.
Yeah, it's a really
And I have another one, is the PCC, and it's 30 command of the capital. Then 3 lines is Adidas. He say, I never wear Adidas. And
I mean, I guess the Adidas thing, the Adidas, yeah.
So it's basically turning off, it's like a distract for the other gang, pretty much.
Right, I see.
So that's why he was wearing, like, you see red shirts all the time, because you know the Bloods culture in USA are used to wear red stuff, but they do as the gang as well.
Right, I see, so it's kind of like their colour. it's nice to see a real insight of to what Rio's like, or potentially what areas of Rio are like, because, you know, I live in London, and whenever you see Rio, you know, you see the fucking Olympics or whatever, you know, you see the beach, you don't see any of this. Yeah. This is obviously the real side of not the real side, but yeah, you know, like, that's it, like areas of Brazil that are, well, less fortunate, and obviously crime sort of thrives, and you have to live this sort of life if you want to survive. But yeah, it's nice. It's definitely nice seeing a different aspect of Brazil that I don't think many people here would maybe know exists.
Yeah,
realistically, yeah, like, you know. Well, when people say Brazil, they go, oh, so beautiful, do you know what I mean? The forest, do you know what I mean? The Amazon, that's where people's minds go. They don't necessarily go to sort of like favela-esque, or, you know, places that are a little bit unfortunate. How old is this guy?
Probably like 19, I think.
I thought he was quite young. Where's that? Where's what was it? Bilbao?
Bailão is a fucking party.
Oh, it's a party. So it's pretty much a cultural party where in the favelas, where, you know, the drug bit happens.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they do bailões. It's pretty much a funk party.
Right, I see.
Like movies and stuff.
So that's it. It's quite nice seeing like the sort of slang and stuff as well, because obviously you don't necessarily see slang from other countries. Sick, man. Sick. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. Obviously, it's difficult to get over the language barrier, and obviously not understanding Portuguese is a definite factor. After watching the video, it's I quite like I like the underground sort of filming of it. It's obviously done on a very low budget, but for me, that's kind of what hip hop looks like. I don't like to see high production scale hip hop videos. I think it's not what the genre's about. It's not what the genre's ever been about. The genre's obviously been very much it very much displays the life of the working class and the people that like I said, are maybe less fortunate in the world, and that's where some of the best hip hoppers come from. You look at the likes of Nas and Eminem and some of the greats out there. They came from nothing. These people had nothing, and to listen to somebody who's in a gang in the favelas in Rio, it sounds like the Brazilian version of many of the American stories that you would have heard before. It shows the real life of these people and how they interact with their day to day, and who their crews are, who their friends are, what they do, and why they do it. And that's all that I can grab from the video. I would listen to it more. I think it's really great that I've got all the lyrics sort of translated for myself, so I can actually understand what these guys are saying. I mean, picking up Portuguese is not something I'm going to do overnight. I think a lot of this music will go under the radar in Europe for people not maybe understanding the lyrics, and as much as it sounds good, people always like to know what the lyrics are, because that's where they can connect with the song, and yeah, it feels like it's a part of them, and maybe it's saying something that is close to them as well. You know, Rio, when in the Western world, when I'm showing photos of Rio, it's all the nice beaches and obviously the beautiful landscapes, but this is a side of Rio that you don't get to see every day, and I think I'm going to listen to this song again. I really like the hook. The chorus was, even though at first I didn't understand it, I could feel when it went into it, and it's catchy. I could feel that repetition of the lyrics. I see the lyrics exactly for what he says. He says, yeah, my mates are wearing high end, and my mates came from the streets. So it's sort of showing that progression of where they want to be, where they've come from, and their whole journey in between. And I think that transpires really well in the chorus, and yeah, really sick, really easy to listen to, catchy. I can understand why this is popular. So guys, thanks for watching today. I just want to big up Odie for getting us on here, and it's really good to collaborate and talk to you guys over in Brazil. My links are going to be in the bio below. Make sure you have a little look. Our website is www.cuttingsmoke.com, and we are Cutting Smoke on Spotify. Yeah, just want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll do this again soon. We'll catch you then, yeah? Peace.
Ah, really good, mate. Thank you.
Nice. All good?
Man. Oh, man, fucking good, man. I'm really happy.
Yeah, perfect. Safe.
Oh, man, really good.